I'm always up to trying new things, and we're going to try one on this week's show. Got double the action for you. A 2-camera setup with stripers coming at you from every direction. This is going to be really cool, and we're coming to you from a lake we've never visited before. Come on along. You're in for a half hour of fun. Fox Sports Outdoors is on the air right now.
You're watching the only program with weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news from the Southwest region. This is Fox Sports Outdoors.
Hey everybody, I'm so glad you're along with us today. We've got a real treat in store for you. Come on inside. I'd like to welcome you in. This is the Lakeside Marina at Bay Pine. We are located at Lake Martin, Alabama. We're coming through here, walk through the little store. They got all kinds of snacks and food. And Tim and Lori are right over here to the left. We'll tell you more about them later. But here's the cool part. We are walking you right out here onto the spot where they have all kinds of bands playing and they have boats parked out here on the weekends. This is just one fantastic spot. And as you can see, we've already got the Nitro Z20 launched behind us. We're staying in one of these rooms right here behind us. You couldn't ask for a better setup with our ability to park our boat right outside our door and have access to everything very conveniently here. We've just had a phenomenal time for a couple of days, but tomorrow morning we're going out on a guide trip with Captain David Hare with Alex City Guide Service. Now the cool thing about that is we've never actually done this. He's the top striper guide in this area. He's got several boats that work for him. They stay on the stripers. It's a great striper lake. So we're going to put a camera in his boat and a camera in our Nitro Z20. We're going to fish side by side and try to get into some of the great striper action that they have here on Lake Martin. While we're doing that, taking you around your local region for your fishing reports from our expert team of insider reporters from lakes, rivers, and bays right where you live. They're all standing by with this week's reports. So right now, we jump in the Nitro Z20. Captain David Harris already out with his guide trip. We're going to join him, jump a camera in each boat, and see what happens. The next time you see us, we'll be out on Lake Martin. Right now, let's get it all started back at the FSN studio with your weekend planner.
Great news, everyone. The Lunar tables are indicating that this weekend will offer some outstanding fishing. Saturday's conditions are forecast as excellent, while Sunday's game fish activity is listed to be among the best of the month, with the prime action beginning midday. Look for the sun to rise at 6:43 and set at 8:07. And we'll have a full moon on Sunday. Hang with us for freshwater and coastal information from around the region. Plus, Bassmaster Elite Angler Mike Iaconelli joins us to answer this week's Ask the Pro question. We're coming right back.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Tracker Boats. It's more than a boat, it's a tracker. Mercury Outboards, go boldly. Lowrance and the new Hook 2, the world's easiest fish finder. And Louisiana Travel. Plan your fishing trip at louisianatravel.com.
I want to show you something cool, how they get that circle hook right in the corner of their mouth. That circle hook is incredible for catching striped bass. Hey everybody, welcome back. We are out on beautiful Lake Martin on a beautiful calm morning, and we've got the first ever episode of our show where we've got you on a guide trip firsthand. We are taking you firsthand on a guide trip, and we've got Captain David Hare with the Alex City Guide Service here at Lake Martin, Alabama. And guess what? The anchor of the show has actually got a fish on. We'll see what kind of striper we've got going on here. We're actually just free lining this bait behind the boat. Now, Captain David over there, as you can see, is pulling planer boards. He's got 4 planer boards out. And I'm just throwing a couple of free lines back behind the boat and just letting live shad drag back there. I'm trying to steer the boat along with my Motor Guide XI5. You can see them in the background right over here behind us. Never caught a Martin Lake striper before, but I have now. We've got us a fish in the boat, ladies and gentlemen, And let me tell you, the first thing that I notice about these fish in this lake versus a lot of the lakes I come from, these are fat fish. Look at the size of that dude. There we go. We've got a Lake Martin striped bass for you there. There's our first one. Look at the girth. Look at the fat belly on that fish. All right, and I want to show you something cool, how they get that circle hook right in the corner of their mouth. That circle hook is incredible for catching striped bass. You don't harm the fish in any way if you choose to release them. And they've got a fish on over there as well. So what a good morning this is. And we're actually in the Tallapoosa River. These fish are all over this lake. They're in every arm of it. But depending on when the current's being released from the dams upstream on the Tallapoosa River, they're being pulled up this river right now. They release current about once a day. Captain David stays on the schedule. And so we had to get out here real early this morning to catch these fish. But we got a fish in the boat anyway. There's you a nice fat Lake Martin special. This is just an average fish for this lake. They catch tons of them, and they catch them up to 40 and 50 pounds here. Well, we're gonna release this fish. We're not keeping him today. So there he goes, swims safely away. Yes.
Hey, this continued crazy weather here in Oklahoma has made the catching less than ideal for many places across the state. Cold nights, high winds have made it difficult to get out on the water, and definitely difficult to keep up with what the fish are doing, but it's getting ready to get really good. I had a good long phone visit with crappie guide Mike Scarborough from Broken Bow. And as most of you in that area know, that lake's been up for a long time. They've been working hard to get it back down to normal lake level. It's almost there. Mike says as that lake level stabilizes, the water temperatures continue to climb, those fish are going to really move into the banks now. He said they've been in front of those staging areas for a while, in front of those spawning areas, about 8 foot deep. Water temperatures have been in that 63, 64 degree range, which is getting close to ideal situation for those crappie to move in. Now that's about 10 degrees warmer than our waters up here in the northern part of the state, and our fish too have been staying out deeper, waiting to come in as the water conditions continue to warm up and stabilize for that spring spawning run for the crappie. You can catch them at Broken Bow. It's going to get a lot better. It's going to get a lot better all across the state, but you can't catch them if you don't go.
Fat fish. These fish are so healthy in this lake. Look at that. Here's one right here. Got him. Got a fish on. All right, hey, welcome back everybody. We're still on a guide trip today, and we are on beautiful Martin Lake in Alabama. And right in front of us, you can see Captain David Harris Alex City Guide Service boat. Got action going on both boats.
First drop I ever caught.
We'll see if we can fight this fish in and land it here. Glad you're along with us. Martin Lake is 41,000 surface acres, but it's 880 shoreline miles. So this thing is spread out all over the place, and you really do need a guide if you're going to fish on this lake, at least for a day or two, because you can certainly get lost here. I've got my Team Lew's rod and my Team Lew's Hyper Mag reel here, and it's doing a great job of fighting this fish. They've caught a whole bunch in their other boat over there right in front of us, and they're about ready to move on to another location. They've got close to their limit. This is just an average size fish here. They catch tons of them this size here on Martin Lake. All right, there we go. There's a fat fish. These fish are so healthy in this lake. Look at that. Man. Well, I tell you, this is a lake where you can catch fish like we are today in 6 feet of water, and you can catch them in 106 feet of water. They're just scattered all around the lake, and you can catch them in a whole bunch of different places. Well, we're not keeping them in our boat because we are on a road trip, so we're gonna put this one back, let him swim back. He's ready to go. All right, well, what a cool deal. We are having a great time out here.
Hi folks, this week's Lone Star Lakes is brought to you once again by the good folks at Fiberworks. When you want your boat work done right and you want it done fast, you want to go to Fiberworks. Now this week we're first going to take you down to the Texas-Mexico border where Falcon Lake has long had a reputation for a lot of good bass and big bass, and it's a well-deserved reputation. The bass right now on Falcon are in an early summer pattern. You'll find them early in the mornings on the banks around any kind of stick-ups. Use your pop-ars, use your Zara spooks or your Yama frogs to catch those fish. But you'll quickly find that they're going to move out deeper, 15 to 25 feet to be exact, around rock ledges and humps. You'll want to use your deep diving crankbaits. You can use your Carolina rigs or your umbrella rigs to catch these deeper Falcon bass. Now at Lake Tawakoni, the hybrids are biting and you'll find them on main lake humps as well. These are community holes, so please remember, shut down your big motor, use your trolling motor to idle in on these fish, and you may have to share these holes with quite a few other anglers, so just be polite. Use your swim shads on a 1/2 ounce to 3/4 ounce jig head or your umbrella rigs for the Tawakoni hybrids. That's been this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you once again by Fiberworks Marine Collision. When good enough just isn't good enough. Be sure and check us out on Facebook on Lone Star Lakes.
Hi, I'm Captain Joey Farah with Fox Sports Southwest South Texas Regional Fishing Report, brought to you by Waypoint Marine, Blazer Boats, and DOA Lures. This week, the big news on the coast is the trout spawn again ahead of that full moon on Sunday. Stay shallow. The key is shallow grass in all of our coastal bay fishing. In the north, around Port Aransas, Shamrock Cove is the spot. Lots of awesome habitat, good access by vehicle or boat. In the Laguna Madre, it's the King Ranch shoreline. Hit those scattered sand pockets along the shallow grassy bank. In Baffin, trout of a lifetime. Head to the Yarborough Pass area on the backside of the Nashville seashore. These are protected estuary waters that are full of grass flats knee deep that you can walk for miles. We're using 3 and 4 inch Cal DOA paddle tails to imitate their biggest predator is a pin perch. Also, the 5-inch jerk shad is a perfect imitation of a sand eel. Lots of action and a light jig head. Look to topwaters as well to really emulate a lot of vibration and get those big mature trout off of their beds and coming after it. This is Joey Farah. Thank you. Good luck, good fishing.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Lew's. Feel the difference. Gene LaRue and Bobby Garland. We know bass and crappie from heads to tails. Glacier Glove. Stay outdoors longer with our gloves, hats, and shades. And tough as hell Voodoo Lures. Do you voodoo?
Got it. All right. Look at this. That's a good striper. Here's a fish. Here's a fish. Got him. Okay, striper on. As I mentioned, we're on a guide trip. Captain David Hare with Alex City Guide Service here out of Alexander City, Alabama at Martin Lake. Guides every day. And he's allowed us to put a camera in his boat and a camera in ours. Now I've hooked up one right here, and he's pretty far back there, and all I'm doing is pulling live shad behind the boat on a free line. I've just got a little circle hook, and I've got pulling behind the boat, and I'm just going about 1 mile an hour with my Motor Guide XI5 trolling motor, and I've hooked up one. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be cutting back and forth between their boat and ours and showing you action from both boats. What a powerful fish. Not a giant fish by any stretch. Got it. All right. Look at this. That's a good striper. That's a good striper right there. using those circle hooks, and look what they do. They catch it right in the corner of the mouth where they just come right out like that. And if you want to release them, you can. Big old fat dudes like that. All right. So we've got action going on both ways. Got action here, got action going on over there.
There's your fish. There's your 20 plus. Oh, nice indeed. It's not full of eggs, not full of roe yet, but it's headed that way. This fish here is a little over 20 pounds, and just an awesome fight. Bit one of the smallest shad we had out on the planer board. Probably fought it about 5 minutes or more. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
I'm gonna get a picture of him, and then, unless you want to mount him, we gotta release him.
We'll release it.
These fish this time of year, you can release them and they definitely live. This water's so cool, he's gonna swim right on off, hopefully. There he goes.
Hey friends, Captain Kevin Broussard here with your Fox Sports Louisiana Outdoor Report, coming to you from Cajun Paradise Lodging Charters on Calcasieu Lake. Right now we're going to talk saltwater fishing all along the Louisiana coast. Right here on Calcasieu, these fronts have still made the fishing very hit and miss. Some good redfish action and some decent trout action whenever you're in between the fronts and the strong winds. I tell you what, you move a little further down towards home of Captain Bill Lake, trout action starting to do real good over there. Light jig heads, soft plastics, I tell you what, 4 to 12 feet of water seems to be the key. Redfish action, talk to Towfield Bourgeois down on the feet. Lots of redfish getting caught on gold spoons. He said look for the shallow marsh ponds in the grassy areas. Right now, along the whole Louisiana coast, we're only a week or two from saltwater fishing really taking off. I'll tell you what, y'all want to make a trip? The number's on the screen. Come see us down here at Calcasieu Lake. For Old Cajun Field, Captain Kevin Broussard saying happy fishing and may God bless.
We went on some great hikes while we were at Lake Martin. The Cherokee Ridge Alpine Trail Association does a super job maintaining a bunch of hiking trails all around the lake. Lots of different degrees of difficulty. My wife and I went on the Smith Mountain Tower Trail System, had a great time and took a few great photos along the way.
You can always watch our latest episode on the front page of our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. Catch up on past episodes by clicking the archive button and learn about fishing techniques and new gear at our how-to page. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter for new fishing videos every day. Simply search for Fox Sports Outdoors and click the like button on Facebook and follow button on Twitter. And watch a new episode every week on any device by downloading the free Waypoint TV app on your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV. Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Motor Guide's new wireless and easy-to-use XI3. XI batteries, powering the world forward. Waypoint Marine, the Gulf Coast's leading saltwater boating specialist. And Strike King, designed by the pros, fished by you.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for the Ask the Pros segment, where viewers get expert answers from fishing's top anglers. This week's question comes from David, who asks, when putting a plastic grub on a hook, should the curl tail go up or down? For the answer, we checked with Bassmaster Elite Angler Mike Iaconelli.
Do you want the curl of the tail to face the same direction as the hook or the opposite? Answer's easy. You want it facing the opposite direction. When you thread that grub on, make sure that that hook faces the opposite way of the bend of the hook. That's going to give the bait maximum action, and that's going to mean more bites.
Thanks, Mike. If you have something to ask one of our experts, simply visit the Fox Sports Outdoors homepage online and follow the Ask the Pro link to submit your question. Now it's time to see who wins our Big Catch of the Week contest.
We are back at the beautiful Lakeside Marina at Bay Pines here at beautiful Lake Martin, Alabama, and it's time right now to let someone have a shot at fame with their big fish photo right here on the show in the Big Catch of the Week contest. Here is this week's winner. He's Robert Trout of Waxahachie, Texas, showing a 35-pound redfish he caught at Lake Calcasieu, Louisiana. If you'd like to have a chance to be our next winner, just go to our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com, click in the Big Catch of the Week area on the right side of the front page, follow the instructions to send us your big fish photo. As for the gear we use to catch the stripers on this week's episode, you really don't need to worry too much about it, because if you book a guide trip with David Hare and his crew, they've got all the gear you need. But I will show you a quick shot of about a 5 or 6 inch thread fin shad that we used to catch the stripers today. The key was that circle hook that lip hooks those fish just perfectly. Now, the other thing I want to show you is the fantastic setup here at Lakeside Marina at Bay Pines. They've got everything you need in one location, all the snacks and drinks and ice. They've got 3 rooms that you can rent. We're staying in one of those. Very clean, very comfortable, beautiful view overlooking the water right here. Boat slip comes with every room if you need to pull your boat right up almost to your front door and plug in the charger. They've got a great deck here, and on the weekends they have bands playing, and all the boats come out here in the cove and set up, listen to the music. It's just a party atmosphere all the time right here at Lakeside Marina at Bay Pines. You can give them a call at the contact information you see on your screen if you'd like to come here or book one of their great rooms and stay here like we did on this trip. And here's all the contact information if you would like to contact David Hare or any of his crew at Alex City Guide Service here at Lake Martin, Alabama. They do a great job of staying on top of the striper movements all over this 41,000 acre lake, whether they're out in 100 feet of water or up in that river in 3 feet of water in the Tallapoosa where we were on this episode. They can take you out and put you on top of some of these fish. You can contact them at the information you see right there on your screen. I know you would love a trip here. My wife and I drive thousands of miles across this country taping episodes of our show, and one interesting thing we notice is that there are churches on almost every corner of every little community and town, no matter how small. Churches by the thousands across rural America. What does this say about us? It says that we have a built-in need for something or someone greater and higher than ourselves that's in control of all this, because we are terrified to think that we control our own destiny and we are alone. Now, my faith in Jesus Christ allows me to rest at night knowing that He's in control of my life and everything around it. But the good news is that you get to find your own search and your own destiny. Maybe it's time you walk in one of those church doors. Maybe it's time you begin a search for who God is in your life. But the great news is nobody's going to make you. The next move and the next choice is completely up to you. One quick reminder, don't forget to like us on our Facebook page and follow us on our Twitter feed for lots of fishing videos that we put up every single day that you'll never see right here on the television show. Go to Facebook and search for Fox Sports Outdoors and like that page. Go to Twitter, search for Fox Sports Outdoors, and follow our feed, and you'll get all the latest videos every day. Thanks for joining us right here at Lakeside Marina at Bay Pines, beautiful Lake Martin, Alabama. Until next week, I'm Barry Stokes. Be safe, have fun. Bye-bye, y'all.